Steve from Custom Table Tennis, and just before we start with this little comparison, big shout out to Keighley Table Tennis Centre. Kept us very busy there. We got there early and we was putting rubbers on bats for the best part of 2.5 hours. So thank you very much, and we always appreciate going over there. And this video is really it's pretty much about some of the questions that were asked, and what rubbers we were putting on bats for 2.5 hours continually. And what I'll do to start bringing the chart to start with. So one of the questions was, and a lot of the players are using the Vega Europe DF, which, as you can see, this is a chart. This is the chart, Xiom chart. Don't compare it to other charts you see. This is specifically for the Xiom rubbers. So you got the Europe DF there at 92 speed and 98, and players were trying the Jekyll Hyde and saying, well, actually I'm getting on better with the Jekyll Hyde, and why would that be? So we're going to try and have a look at that and try and explain that a little bit in this video. So there's the chart. You can pause on that and have a look at it. We did sell one pair of careers, but everything else for the whole day, well, in fact, we completely run out. We're back in stock now of Europe DF and Jekyll Hyde, and we're going to have a look at that and think that why that might be the case. So the first thing to note before we start is, well, I've done it before, but I'll do it again. If you're wanting a light bat, you're going to have to stay with your Europe DF. I mean, this was our best-selling rubber for absolutely years. It's still on our top 5. So you've got, it's a 64 gram rubber on the maximum thickness, and then on the Jekyll Hyde we've got 71. So you're only talking 72. So you're not talking about 8 grams difference, and then you've got to cut round. So you're not talking colossal amounts of rubbers. It's not as heavy as some of the others. One springs to mind is MXP's really heavy, and one or two others. So the question was, I seem to be playing better with the Jekyll Hyde. So the question was to us, do you think I should use the Jekyll Hyde? So our answer to that is, take the bat again, take the Euro DF bat on the same blade, test it again, then see what you think. Now, one of our long-time customers seems to think that because the Europe DF is soft, it tends to have a little bit of more catapult because it's soft and springy, where this one, it's a little bit more linear, it's a bit more direct, it's a bit heavier, and this is the one that the county players are using. In fact, I'll move on to the other one because they're all stepping up to a different version of this. So on the day we had a 50-50 split. We went the same amount of Europe DFs, and players who previously been using the Europe DF have gone to the Jekyll Hyde. Return and serve seemed to be a little bit easier with the Jekyll Hyde 47.5V. So I mean, our answer to the question was, if you like it, if you can control it, if it's doing what you want it to do, and if you're not bothered about the increased weight, why not go to Jekyll Hyde? And it was evident on the day because, as I say, I'd run out of the Jekyll Hyde and the Europe DF, come back with bits and pieces, had a very successful day, and we also had bats with it on that we sold, the complete bats with it on as well. So I mean, go back to the list again, it starting from here to down here, what happened to these? Well, they were on bats for people to try, but the interest was in Europe DF and Jekyll Hyde. I think I put one of those on one side and a couple of them, but everything else. So if you get a chance to try this, if you like it, I would say you can upgrade. If you're a beginner, probably not. Let's be sensible. If you're a beginner, stick with your Europe DF, which has been around, which is plastic ball ready. Obviously this is plastic ball ready as well. So if you're a beginner, be sensible, probably start with your Europe DF and then have a look at this one. If you can get to try it, it's very grippy, controllable rubber. Every single one of our sponsored players, I know Tim Dyson has just won 3 medals in Guernsey at the weekend, and he absolutely loves this rubber. Well, he started with this rubber, but let me show you what he's moved on to. So it's part of the same thing, it's part of the same family. Let you know what, I didn't get it out of the packet, but I will do because we want to do the weight. So this version, so this, I've done separate reviews by the way, it's not a review about this rubber, but this is the custom specification for national players. So this is what your Hugo Calderano and the Korean players are using. We've got a C as well, but clearly people are preferring the Z, which is the national team version. They tell me the extra £10 premium on this rubber because it's hand selected, handmade, and that's where the extra money comes in. And also, if you have a look at it, we might be able to pick it up. We've only got it in black left actually, but if you have a look, you can see that it's a different sort of, it's a little bit more grip on it as the Z than the standard version. And all the players, they're all moving on to it. So let's have a look at the weight. Last time, I don't think the weight is too much more than the standard version, or it might even be a bit lighter. So there's nothing in it. In fact, I think they're identical because we're on the same thickness, so I think they're identical. So you're not going to be, yeah, roundabout, you're not going to be bumping the weight up. So didn't really know where to go with this one, but if you get a chance to try the Jekyll Hyde and you like it, and you've been playing with Europe DF and you can control the ball and you're getting more speed and spin for a lot less effort, then move on to the Jekyll Hyde, and then if you can run into Tim or anybody else, any other sponsored player we've got Joe Keithley and Janet Adams and a few others, Simon Pugh. If you can get to try this rubber, give it a go. They tell me, I mean, don't shoot the messenger, they tell me they prefer it over Tenergy. So Steve from Custom Table Tennis, hit the like and subscribe and get your stuff from customtabletennis.co.uk. Bye for now.